This is one of the most legitimately confusing parts of the experience because you come into it knowing that you're gonna have discomfort and pain. There's not a fine line in the sand, right? Like, how are you supposed to know if the discomfort is so much that it should be considered concerning, or the kind where you just kind of have to ride it out, right?
Therapy is much like trying on a sweater. You wouldn't walk in the store and put a sweater on and walk out and say, well, this doesn't fit, or this is a material that itches, or this is, costs way too much, or I hate the color, and say, that's it, I don't do sweaters.
Not everybody needs to do perineal massage. In the C-section scar massage video, I say the same thing. This isn't something everybody needs to do. If you're feeling fine and good and using your vagina and not having a problem, you're fine. Okay.
You cannot sleep train a newborn. And we'll talk, I'm sure, in a few minutes about the differences and different sleep conditioning and sleep training. But no, you cannot train a newborn. Newborns have so many biological needs that need to be met. Sleep is one of them, but you cannot train a newborn to sleep 12 hours at night. It doesn't happen.
So one of my favorite topics to talk to expecting parents about is sleep for the parent, not for the baby, because it's actually really applicable to lots of other topics that we in our partnerships should be talking about when we're having a baby. So let's tackle sleep, and we'll come back to why this works. That you have to put on your own oxygen mask first. It's such a played out expression, but it is so true. And it's something that when we become parents, we kind of forget how to do, okay? So this is one of those moments where we're focusing on us because it's really important for our babies too, right? We're not just selfishly putting ourselves first. I promise we're doing it for our babies.
You can measure the face of your nipple in millimeters and add 3 to 5 millimeters and get a sense of where you might land. If you measure the face of your nipple in your 15 millimeters, that 24, and certainly that 27 or 28 is probably too big for you. And you might want to think about ordering smaller flanges to start. And if you've started to pump and it's uncomfortable and it hurts, let's take a look and see, is your whole areola getting pulled into the flange? Is your nipple rubbing against the cylinder? Both of those things are signs that you might need a larger or a smaller flange.
No, they don't have to give a bottle. That's not the only way that they can provide support. Can they feed you? Can they hydrate you? Can they walk your dog? Can they pick up some groceries for you? Can they, all of these things? Can they watch your 2-year-old that is over there? Or can they just bathe you in positive affirmations and say, you can do this. I believe in you. I will be right here cheering you on, whatever I can do for you. That's what it means to have a team that is pro breastfeeding.
When twin parents put their babies skin to skin, and the babies have different needs, they're individuals, right? So they may be different temperatures. The twin parent puts their baby skin to skin, their 2 breasts adjust to 2 different temperatures to get the babies to be the right temperature. That's like so cool.
Postpartum is like this abyss where there's no care. So you get care throughout your whole pregnancy. The average person is seen 12 times, and then you just like fall off a cliff for 6 weeks. And then somebody sees you for 15 minutes and you are supposed to feel like they just like flipped some magic switch and healed you.
What we're working really hard on in this profession is preventing problems, and everyone deserves access and deserves, at the very least, an assessment. If you get A+++, clean bill of health, and you just need a few tips, that can ease your mind and just make you feel empowered.
I drew this here while we were talking. So I'm going to show this here. There's mom, dad, and baby. I want you to think back to when you were younger and maybe you had 2 best friends, like there were 3 of you. And when 2 of them were hanging out all the time, you might have felt a little left out. That same thing translates in parenthood. Dad sees mom and baby all cozy, especially if breastfeeding is happening or chest feeding is happening. And they're like, where in the world do I even fit into this? What we really want is for mom and dad to be the bonded pair there, and that baby is the one going back and forth between both partners. This is not always possible for many different reasons, but sometimes just being aware that one of the partners feels left out, and that sucks to feel left out. And so just being aware of that and trying to help the other partner, invite them into care, can often help them also feel a bit more solid and grounded in their role as a parent and in their role as a partner.